Recording in progress.
Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadhati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Grantaraj Bhagavad Gita ki Jai. So we'll recite the shlokas from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2. Contents of the Gita summarized. Sankhya Yoga. Sanjaya Uvacha Tam tada kripaya vishtam ashrupurnakulekshanam Vishidantam idam vakyam uvacha madhusudanaha Shri Bhagavan uvacha Kutastva kashmalamidam vishame samupastitam
Kutastva idam visame samupashtitam
Anarya justam asvargyam akirtikaram Arjuna
Ayajushta Sargam Akirtikaram Arjuna
Klaibhyam asmagama partha naitattvai upapadhyate
Yamasamagmabhata Naitattavya Upadhyate
Rudram hridaya daurbalyam tyaktvottishta parantapa Arjuna uvacha Katam bhishmam aham sankhye dronam cha madhusudana Ishubhihi pratiyotsyami pujarhau arisudana
Recording in progress.
Guru nahatva hi mahanubhavan Shreyo bhoktum vaikshamapi haloke Swartha Okay, one second. What is coming from where?
Your class will be.
Okay, one second. गुरून् हत्वा हि महानुभावान् श्रेयो भोक्तुं वैक्षमपीह लोके हत्वार्थकामांस्तु गुरूनिहैव भुञ्जीय भोगान् रुधिरप्रदिग्धान् न चैतद्विद्मः कतरन्नो गरीयो यद्वा जयेम यदि वा नो जयेयुः यानेव हत्वा न जिजीविषामस्तेव स्थिता प्रमुखे धार्तराष्ट्रा कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावा पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः यच्छ्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम् न हि प्रपश्यामि ममापनुद्याद् यच्छोकमुच्छोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमौ असपत्नमृद्धं राज्यं सुराणामपि चाधिपत्यम् संजय उवाच एवमुक्त्वा हृषीकेशं गुडाकेशा परन्तप न योत्स्य इति गोविन्दम् उक्त्वा तूष्णीं बभूवः तमुवाच हृषीकेश प्रहसन्निव भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये विषीदन्तम् इदं वचः श्रीभगवानुवाच अशोच्यानन्वशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे गतासु न गतासूंश्च नानुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः न त्वेवाहं जातु नासं न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयम् अतः परम् देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा तथा देहान्तरप्राप्तिर्धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति मात्रा स्पर्शास्तु कौन्तेय शीतोष्णसुखदुःखदा आगमापायिनो नित्यास्तां तितिक्षस्व भारत यं हि न व्यतयन्त्येते पुरुषं पुरुषर्षभा समदुःखसुखं धीरं सोऽमृतत्वाय कल्पते नासतो विद्यते भावो नाभावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तस्त्वनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः अविनाशि तु तद्विद्धि येन सर्वम् इदं तदम् विनाशम् अव्ययस्यास्य न कश्चित् कर्तुमर्हति अन्तवन्ता इमे देहा नित्यशोक्ता शरीरिणः अनाशिनो प्रमेयस्य तस्माद्युध्यस्व भारत ययेनं वेत्ति हन्तारं यश्चैनं मन्यते हतम् उभौ तौ न विजानीतो नायं हन्ति न हन्यते न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन्नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्या शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे वेदाविनाशिनं नित्यं ययेनम् अजमव्ययम् कथं सा पुरुषा पार्थ कं घातयति हन्तिकम् वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि नैनं छिन्दन्ति शस्त्राणि नैनं दहति पावकः न चैनं क्लेदयन्त्यापो न शोषयति मारुतः
न चैनन्त्यापो न शोषयति मारुतः
अच्छेद्योऽयम् अदाह्योऽयम् अक्लेद्यो शोष्य एव च
मदाख्योऽयम् अक्लेदो शोष्य एव च
नित्यसर्वगतास्ताणुरचलोऽयं सनातनः
नित्यसर्वगतस्थाणुम् अलोचयं सनातनः
अव्यक्तोऽयम् अचिन्त्योऽयम् अविकार्योऽयमुच्यते
चिन्तोऽयम् अविकार्योऽयम् उच्यते
तस्मादेवं विदित्वैनं नानुशोचितुमर्हसि
तस्मादित्वैनं नानुशोचितुमर्हसि
तथा चैनं नित्यजातं नित्यं वा मन्यसे मृतम्
नित्यजातं नित्यं वा मन्यसे
तथापि
मृतम्।
त्वं महाबाहो नैनं शोचितुमर्हसि।
तथापि त्वं महाबाहो नैनं शोचितुमर्हसि।
जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युर्ध्रुवं जन्म मृतस्य च।
जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युर्ध्रुवं जन्मामृतस्य च।
तस्मादपरिहार्येऽर्थे न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि।
तस्मात् परिहारं शोचितुमर्हसि।
अव्यक्ताधीनि भूतानि व्यक्तमध्यानि भारत।
अव्यक्तादीनि भूतानि व्यक्तमध्यानि भारत।
अव्यक्तनिधनान्येव तत्र का परिदेवना।
अव्यक्तानि धनान्येव तत्र का परिदेवना।
आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेनम् आश्चर्यवद्वदति तथैव चान्यः।
आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेनम् आश्चर्यवद्वति तथैव चान्यः।
आश्चर्यवच्चैनमन्यः शृणोति श्रुत्वाप्येनं वेद न चैव कश्चित्।
श्रुत्वा वीण्यं वेद कश्चित्।
देही नित्यम् अवध्योऽयं देहे सर्वस्य भारत। तस्मात् सर्वाणि भूतानि न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि। स्वधर्मम् अपि चावेक्ष्य न विकम्पितुमर्हसि। धर्म्याद्धियुद्धात् श्रेयोऽन्यत् क्षत्रियस्य न विद्यते।
धर्माधियुद्धात् श्रेयो नर्तकक्षत्रिय न विद्यते।
यादृच्छया चोपपन्नं स्वर्गद्वारमपावृतम्।
यदृच्छया चोपपन्नं सर्वधर्मपावृतम्।
सुखिनः क्षत्रिया पार्था लभन्ते युद्धमीदृशम्।
लभन्ते
अथ
युद्धमीशुकम्।
चेत्त्वम् इमां धर्म्यं सङ्ग्रामं न करिष्यसि।
तथा चैवक्तधर्मं धर्मं न
तथा
करिष्यसि।
स्वधर्मं कीर्तिं च हित्वा पापम् अवाप्स्यसि।
तथा सुखं च हित्वा पापमवाप्स्यसि।
अकीर्तिं चापि भूतानि कथयिष्यन्ति ते व्ययाम्।
कीर्तिं चापि भूतानि कथयिष्यन्ति ते व्ययाम्।
सम्भावितस्य चाकीर्तिर्मरणादतिरुच्यते।
तस्य च परिरिच्यते।
भयाद्रणादुपरतं मंस्यन्ते त्वां महारथाः।
दुर्बलं तं मत्स्यन्ते त्वां महारथः।
येषां च त्वं बहुमतो भूत्वा यास्यसि लाघवम्।
येषां च त्वं बहुमतो भूत्वा यास्यसि लाघवम्।
अवाप्स्यवादांश्च बहून् वदिष्यन्ति तवाहिताः।
वदांश्च बहून् वदिष्यन्ति तवाहिताः।
निन्दन्तस्तव सामर्थ्यं ततो दुःखतरं नु किम्।
सामर्थ्यं ततो दुःखाकरं
अतो
किम्।
वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्गं जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम्।
अतो वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्गं जित्वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम्।
तस्मादुत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चयः।
तस्मादुत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चयः।
सुखदुःखे समे कृत्वा लाभालाभौ जयाजयौ।
दुःखे समे कृत्वा जयं।
ततो युद्धाय युज्यस्व नैवं पापम् अवाप्स्यसि।
स्वयं पापमवाप्स्यसि।
यथा ते विहिता साङ्ख्ये बुद्धिर्योगे त्विमां शृणु।
शास्त्रविहिता साङ्ख्ये बुद्धिर्योगे त्विमां शृणु।
ध्यायुक्तो यया पार्थ कर्मबन्धं प्रहास्यसि।
बुद्धिं प्रत्ययात्मना कर्मबन्धं प्रहस्यसि
देहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते
देहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते
स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्
स्वल्पस्य धर्मस्य प्रतीयते महतो भयात्
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिरेकेह कुरु नन्दन
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिरेकं
बहुशाखा ह्यनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम्
बहुशाखान्ताश्चार्थयोऽभ्यसायिनः
यामिमां पुष्पितां वाचं प्रवदन्त्यविपश्चितः
यामिमां पुष्पितां वाचं प्रवदन्त्यविपक्षिताः
वेदवादरता पार्थ नान्यदस्तीति वादिनः
वेदबाधरतः नान्यदस्ति
कामात्मना स्वर्गपरा जन्म कर्मफलप्रदाम्
कामात्मना स्वर्गफलाः जन्म कर्मफलं ददाति
क्रियाविशेषबहुलां भोगैश्वर्यगतिं प्रति भोगैश्वर्यप्रसक्तानां तयापाहृतचेतसाम्
ऐश्वर्यप्रसक्तं आहृतचेतसं
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः समाधौ न विधीयते
व्यवसायात्मकबुद्धिः समाधौ न विधीयते
त्रैगुण्या विषया वेदा निस्त्रैगुण्यो भवार्जुन
त्रैगुण्यस्य वेदानिस्त्रैगुण्यो भवार्जुन
निर्द्वन्द्वो नित्यसत्त्वस्थो निर्योगक्षेम आत्मवान्
निर्द्वन्द्वसत्त्वस्थो निर्योगक्षेम आत्मवान्
यावानर्थ उदपाने सर्वथा संप्लुतोदके
यावानर्थोत्पाने सर्वथा सम्प्लुतोदके
तावान् सर्वेषु वेदेषु ब्राह्मणस्य विजानतः
तावान् सर्वेषु भूतेषु ब्रह्मणस्य विजानतः
कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन
कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन
मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूर्मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि
मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूर्मा
योगस्ता कुरु कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा धनञ्जय
योगस्था कुरु कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा धनञ्जय
सिद्ध्यसिद्ध्यो समो भूत्वा समत्वं योग उच्यते
सिद्ध्यसिद्ध्ययो समत्वं योग उच्यते
दूरेण ह्यवरं कर्म बुद्धियोगात् धनञ्जय
प्रेणावरं कर्म बुद्धियोगा धनञ्जय
बुद्धौ शरणमन्विच्छ कृपणा फलहेतवः
बुद्धौ शरणमन्विच्छ कृपेण फलहेतुः
बुद्धियुक्तो जहातीह उभे सुकृतदुष्कृते
बुद्धियुक्तो जहातीह उभे सुकृतदुष्कृते
तस्माद्योगाय युज्यस्व योगकर्मसु कौशलम्
तस्माद्योगाय युज्यस्व
कर्मजं बुद्धियुक्ता हि फलं त्यक्त्वा मनीषिणः
कर्मजं बुद्धियुक्ता हि फलं त्यक्त्वा मनीषिणः
जन्मबन्धविनिर्मुक्ता पदं गच्छन्त्यनामयम् यदा ते मोहकलिलं बुद्धिर्व्यतितरिष्यति
यदा ते मोहकलिलं व्यतितरिष्यति
तदा गन्तासि निर्वेदं श्रोतव्यस्य श्रुतस्य च
तथा गन्तासि निर्वेदं श्रोतव्यस्य दुष्टस्य च
श्रुतिविप्रतिपन्ना ते यदा स्थास्यसि निश्चला
श्रीविप्रतिपन्ना ते यदा स्थाययिष्यति
समाधौ अचला बुद्धिस्तथा योगम् अवाप्स्यसि अर्जुन उवाच
अर्जुनवाच
स्थितप्रज्ञ यस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशव
स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशव
स्थितधी किं प्रभाषेत किमासीत व्रजेत किम्
ततधीति प्रभाषेत किमासीत् व्रजेत किम्
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
प्रजहाति यदा कामान् सर्वान् पार्थमनोगतान्
प्रजहाति यथा कामान् सर्वान् पार्थमनोगतान्
आत्मन्येवात्मना तुष्टः स्थितप्रज्ञस्तदोच्यते
आत्मन्येवात्मना तुष्टः स्थितप्रज्ञस्तथोच्यते
दुःखेष्वनुद्विग्नमनाः सुखेषु विगतस्पृहः
सुखेषु विगतस्पृहः
वीतरागभयक्रोधस्थितधीर्मुनिरुच्यते यः
वीतरागभयक्रोधाधीर्मुनिरुच्यते
सर्वत्रानभिस्नेहस्तत्तत्प्राप्याशुभाशुभम्
या सर्वत्र न ह्यस्यः शुभाशुभम्
नाभिनन्दति न द्वेष्टि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता
नाभिनन्दति न द्वेष्टि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता
यदा संहरते चायं कूर्मोऽङ्गानीव सर्वशः
यथा संहरते चायं कुर्वन्नानीव सर्वशः
इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेभ्यस्तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता
इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियेभ्यस्तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता
विषया विनिवर्तन्ते निराहारस्य देहिनः
विषयाः विनिवर्तन्ते निराहारस्य
रसवर्जं रसोऽप्यस्य परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते
रसवर्जं रसस्य परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते
यततो ह्यपि कौन्तेय पुरुषस्य विपश्चितः
यततोऽपि कान्तेय पुरुषस्य विपश्चितः
इन्द्रियाणि प्रमादीनि हरन्ति प्रसभं मनः तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य युक्त आसीत मत्परः
तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य युक्त आसीत् मत्परः
वशे हि यस्येन्द्रियाणि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता
वशे हि यस्येन्द्रियाणि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता
ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः सङ्गस्तेषूपजायते
ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः सङ्गस्तेषु प्रजायते
सङ्घात् सञ्जायते कामात् क्रोधो विजायते
संगात्
सङ्गस्तेषु
सञ्जायते कामक्रोधो विजायते
क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः
क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोह स्मृतिविभ्रमः
स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति
स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति
रागद्वेषविमुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन्
रागद्वेषविमुक्तस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियश्चरन्
आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति
आत्मवैश्ये विधेयात्मा प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति
प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते
प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते
प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्यासु बुद्धिपर्यवतिष्ठते
प्रसन्नस्येषु बुद्धिप्रस्यविशिष्यते
नास्ति बुद्धिरयुक्तस्य न चायुक्तस्य भावना
नास्ति बुद्धिर्युक्तस्य न च तस्य भावना
भावयत शान्तिरशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम्
न चाचापयचन्तिरसन्तस्य कुतः सुखम्
इन्द्रियाणां हि चरतां यन्मनोनुविधीयते
इन्द्रियाणां हि चरतां यन्मनोनुविद्यते
तदस्याहरति प्रज्ञां वायुर्नावम् इवाम्बसि
तदस्याहरति प्रज्ञां वायुर्नावम् इवम्बसि
तस्माद्यस्य महाबाहो निगृहीतानि सर्वशः
तस्माद्यस्य महाबाहो निगृहीतानि सर्वशः
इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेभ्यस्तस्य tasya prajna pratishtita.
इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियाभ्यस्य तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता
या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागर्ति संयमी.
या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागृति संयमी
यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनेः.
यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुने
आपूर्यमाणम् अचलप्रतिष्ठं समुद्रमापा प्रविशन्ति यद्वत्.
आपूर्यमाणम् अचला प्रतिष्ठम् समुद्रमापा प्रविशन्ति यद्वत्
तद्वत् कामायं प्रविशन्ति सर्वे स शान्तिमाप्नोति न कामकामी.
तद्वात् कामायम् प्रविशन्ति सर्वे स शान्ति आप्नोति न कामकामी
विहाय कामान् यः सर्वान् पुमांश्चरति निःस्पृहः.
विहाय कामान् यः सर्वान् पुमां चरति निःस्पृहः
निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः स शान्तिम् अधिगच्छति.
निर्ममो निहङ्कारः स शान्तिम् अधिगच्छति
एषा ब्राह्मी स्थितिः पार्थ नैनां प्राप्य विमुह्यति.
ईशा ब्राह्मी स्थितिः पार्थ नैनं प्राप्य विमुह्यति
स्वास्यम् अन्तकालेऽपि ब्रह्मनिर्वाणमृच्छति.
सत्यम् अन्तकालेऽपि ब्रह्मनिर्वाणं मृच्छति
ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे साङ्ख्ययोगो नाम द्वितीयोऽध्यायः. Okay, Hare Krishna everyone. Good to see you all back after a long time. It feels like we had a school and then there was a summer holidays for 1 month, summer break, and we are back again. Good.
At regular school, we don't want to come back, but here we are excited to come.
Yeah, you have been missing this, right? Yeah. Good. I missed a lot too. So there were some festivals and then some cancellations in between. So many things happened, but good to see you all back. And we have a new joinee here, Saurabh Agarwal, right? Yeah, Saurabh Agarwal. He used to attend Saturday class, but starting from this week, he'll attend this Sunday class. And his son also will be attending the Balagokulam Vedic School class. So I think we have somebody online also. Sid.
Oh, Prabhuji, Sriram here. I just logged in as Sid, my son's one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
So,
I was,
I
during the
dropped my
class, I was looking at that door to see when Sriram will come. You always have a special entrance.
Yeah, I'll be in person from next week onwards. Like I dropped my son in Balagokulam today, and due to some personal work, I just came and appeared online.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
From next class onwards, I'll be in person. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Shruti, Ankita, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay, so where did we stop? Does anyone remember? Virakshatu. When I hear that, I feel like chanting Vishnu Sahasranama. Yeah. So no idea? At least chapter number? Okay, very good.
We finished tolerance topic
Ah,
and we started with something.
after tolerance, we discussed many things. About soul. Yeah, about 14-15 shlokas about soul, Atma Jnana. The characteristics or attributes of the soul. Krishna describes starting from 2.15 onwards, 15-16 onwards, 16 to 30-31. Actually 30, 16 to 30. So those 14-15 shlokas, we learned so many things about soul. How soul is eternal, how soul cannot be destructed, how soul cannot be changed. The characteristics of the soul cannot be changed. How soul cannot be withered with the wind. How soul cannot be moistened with water. How soul cannot be burnt with any fire. All those things. So why did Krishna tell this knowledge to Arjuna? Hmm? Yeah, Arjuna was hesitant to kill the Kauravas. So Arjuna was thinking that he will be the cause of the permanent death of Kauravas, especially the relatives, all cousins. Even though they are standing on the opposite side as enemies, but they are all his cousins. There are cousins and worshipable grandfather, teacher, Dronacharya. All these Mahajans are there on the opposite side. So definitely, even though Arjuna is a Savyasachi who can shoot arrows from both hands at the same time, simultaneously, but he was hesitant. So then Krishna starts speaking Bhagavad Gita, and he starts speaking one or two shlokas about soul, and then he gives a first instruction in Bhagavad Gita, that is tolerance. We have to tolerate things in life. And we had 4 or 5 sessions on just this topic of tolerance. And then from 2.16 onwards, Krishna gave knowledge of the soul to encourage Arjuna to fight. Krishna said, soul is always eternal. You're not going to be the cause of the death of these people. All these people, they are temporary bodies. The temporary body will have to come to an end sooner or later. So you're not going to be the cause of the death of these people. So get up and fight. And then 2.31, I think that was the last shloka we discussed. 2.31, Krishna starts speaking about duty. Krishna starts encouraging Arjuna to fight, to perform his duty as a Kshatriya. Now Arjuna is a Kshatriya. So for a Kshatriya, it will be shameful not to fight. So that will be the context of shlokas from 2.31 onwards. So 31, let's quickly look at the shloka, what it is, and then we will discuss 2.32. So 31, if you don't remember this is the shloka. Stutayevana samshayah. Srinivas, can you close this door? This door and that door also, 2 doors. So 2.31. Swadharmamapi chaveksha navikampitum dharmyadhi yuddhat shreyonyat kshatriyasya navidyate. Okay. Chandrakala, can you read the translation?
Considering your specific duty as a Kshatriya, you should know that there is no better engagement for you than fighting on religious principles. And so there is no need for hesitation.
Okay. So, Krishna is reminding Arjuna of his duty as a Kshatriya, Swadharma. So we all have 2 types of dharmas. Dharma is basically religion or duty. So we have 2 types of dharmas, Swadharma and Paradharma. Swadharma is the duty that we perform in the material world. In our material life, in the male body or female body, we have different roles to perform. As a teacher, as a software engineer, as a business person, as a wife, husband, father, mother, child, son, daughter, etc. We have different roles, different duties or dharma to perform. That is Swadharma. And this is temporary. But the highest dharma is Paradharma. What is our spiritual duty? Spiritual duty is to serve the Lord, to develop love for the Lord and to serve the Lord. It is the intrinsic nature of the soul to serve the Lord eternally. The Lord is the master and we are his servants. So this is the relationship. And eternally the soul is always serving the Lord. But somehow we fell from spiritual world into material world, and now we are struggling to reawaken that dormant love for Krishna, and we are struggling to identify what is our original eternal position. We are struggling to identify what is our paradharma. So Krishna is reminding Arjuna of his swadharma as a kshatriya. We discussed this already. So let's move on to 2.32. यादृच्छाचोपपन्नं स्वर्गद्वारम् अपावृतम् सुखिनः क्षत्रिया पार्था लभन्ते युद्धमीदृशम्
हीनाक्षत्रिया लभन्ते युद्धमीदृशम्.
Yadrichaya by its own accord, cha also upapannam arrived at Swarga of the heavenly planets, Dwaram door, Apavritam wide open, Sukhinaha very happy, Kshatriya the members of the royal order, Partha O son of Pritha, Labante do achieve, Yuddham war, Idrisham like this. Translation. Okay, Saurabh, can you read this translation?
O Partha, happy are the Kshatriyas to whom such fighting opportunities come unsought, opening from them the doors of the heavenly planets.
Yeah. So, purport, how big is? Not too big. Yeah, you can go ahead and read the purport also.
As supreme teacher of the world, Lord Krishna condemns the attitude of Arjuna, who said, I do not find any good in this fighting. It will cause perpetual habitation in hell. Such statements by Arjuna were due to ignorance only. He wanted to become non-violent in the discharge of his specific duty. For a Kshatriya to be on the battlefield and to become non-violent is the philosophy of fools. In the
Parashara Smriti
or religious codes made of Parasara, the great sage and the father of Vyasadeva, it is stated,
Kshatriyo hi praja rakshan shastrapani pradandayan nirjitya parasanyadi kshitim dharmena palayet. You can read the English.
The Kshatriya's duty is to protect the citizens from all kind of difficulties. For that reason, he has to apply violence in suitable cases of law and order. Therefore, he has to conquer the soldiers of inimical kings, and thus, with religious principles, he should rule over the world. Considering all aspects, Arjuna had no reason to refrain from fighting. If he should conquer his enemies, he would enjoy the kingdom, and if he should die in the battle, he would be elevated to the heavenly planets, whose doors were wide open to him. Fighting would be for his benefit in either case.
Okay. So Krishna is saying, happy are the Kshatriyas to whom such fighting opportunities come unsought, opening for them the doors of the heavenly planets. So starting from this shloka onwards, Krishna is going to refute each and every argument of Arjuna in chapter 1. In chapter 1, Arjuna made so many arguments. So he said, for this reason, I should not fight. According to Dharma Shastra, Ardha Shastra, Manusmriti, these are the codes to be followed, and I cannot fight based on the Shastric reference. Now, in second chapter, Krishna will refute each and every argument of Arjuna. So in chapter 1, Arjuna said many things. For example, if I kill all of my relatives, how can I enjoy? Kinno Rajyena Govinda Kimbogai Jivitenava Eshamarte Kankshitam no Rajyam Bhoga Suraniha. So, if I kill my relatives, how can I enjoy? Kimno Rajyena Govinda Kimbogai Jivitenava. Forget about kingdom. What to speak of life itself? If all the relatives are died, will my life have any meaning at all? Can I share anything with my relatives? Will there be anybody to share anything? So these were the arguments of Arjuna. Now Krishna is refuting that, saying that for a Kshatriya, and one thing before that. So Arjuna was arguing in chapter 1 that if he kills all the Kauravas and then wins the battle, still it is a loss for him, because there is nobody to enjoy with. There's nobody to share the kingdom with. So that way it is a loss. And if he is killed by the Kauravas, that's also a loss for him. So in both cases, he's only seeing loss. So it's a lose-lose or loss-loss situation for him. So that situation, whatever Arjuna was perceiving it as a lose-lose situation, here Krishna is going to turn that as win-win situation. In both cases, Krishna will explain how it will be a winning opportunity. So for a Kshatriya, if he is killed on the battlefield, they'll go to heavenly planets. That is as per the Vedas. Okay, that is a benediction given to Kshatriyas. So even today, actually, the soldiers in the military, if they are fighting based on the religious principles means not for greed, not for accumulating countries, not for accumulating wealth, but if the soldiers in the army are fighting for a genuine reason, and if they die, they will also go to heavenly planets. So that is one winning opportunity. And if Arjuna is not killed, but if Arjuna wins the battle, still it's a winning opportunity for him. According to Krishna, still it is a winning opportunity for him. The word Kshatriya means Kshatam Trayate iti Kshatriya. Kshatam Trayate iti Kshatriya. Kshatam means hurt, any injury, hurt. So when somebody is going to, if somebody is going to hurt you, so what are you going to do? The first thing, what is the first defense mechanism that you're going to deploy? Let's say somebody is trying to, you're standing there and somebody is trying to attack you. So what's the first defense mechanism that you're going to apply? How you will stop? I want the action part. Hand, yeah. So the first thing is raise your arms or hands and then stop. Try to stop that person. That's why Kshatriyas are compared to hands or arms. Brahmanas are compared to the mind, intellectual. They are intellectual people. Brahmanas are compared to mind. Kshatriyas are compared to the two arms. Vaishyas are compared to the belly, stomach. And Shudras are compared to the feet, legs or feet. So Kshatam Trayate iti Kshatriya. Kshatriya is that person who protects people from getting injured, from getting hurt, from getting killed. That is the meaning or definition of Kshatriya. Now, if Arjuna is not doing the duty of protecting the religion, now Arjuna has to do this fighting for Dharma Paripalana, to establish Dharma Paripalana. It is not to accumulate the kingdom, it is not to enjoy the kingdom, but to establish the Dharma Paripalana, Arjuna has to fight. As a Kshatriya, that is his duty. And Krishna is encouraging Arjuna that even if you are killed, you will go to heavenly planets. Now, this is at the duty level, right? Krishna is reminding Arjuna of duty. So there are three different motivators that we there are three different motivators that motivate us in day-to-day life to perform any task, any work that we do. There are three motivators. Without motivation, we can't do anything, right? We are not inspired to do any work. So the three motivators are duty, fear, and love. These are the three motivators. Anything that you do, you will be doing under the influence of one of these: fear, duty, or love. So tasks performed under fear, under the influence of fear. Can you give an example?
When someone is forcing me to do something,
Okay.
kind of like that's when I fear.
Example, specific example.
Office work.
Office work. Okay. This is the season, right?
Yes.
Season of fear. This is the season of fear. Who said that? Sharon or Sid?
Sriram. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So,
Security cameras at home.
what's that?
Putting security cameras at home.
Okay. Yeah. But the work is a good example. The work is the best example. So during this season of layoff.
Fear, otherwise that would be an example of fear.
Hmm?
Luckily, manager is not on this call. Otherwise, that would be a good example of fear.
Which one? Marriage?
Manager.
Oh, manager.
The
Okay.
supervisor, like kind of like they are not on the call. So if they were to be on the call, like I would fear to say something like about the work or something. Right?
Yeah, that's another example, right? She's fearful of manager. So, yeah. So that's working out of fear. Then working out of duty.
Parents.
Taking care of kids.
No, that's not duty. Hmm? That's out of love. That's out of love. Yeah. Hmm?
Yeah, you can make it.
Work out of duty. Huh? Okay. Duty out of duty. Duty is another word for work, right? So duty out of duty. Yeah. Okay. Something else? Because we already talked about work for the first scenario. Something else.
Soldier working.
Soldier. Yeah. Soldier working in the military out of duty. Yeah. And they are ready to die also. Okay. There's no fear. I mean, there is some fear, but it's not the kind of fear that we discussed during work scenario, right? There is some fear, but they are ready. They are ready to face anything. They are ready to be killed. They are prepared for anything. If somebody is prepared for even for death also, that means they are courageous. Even though inherently there may be some fear of attack by enemies and they may be killed anytime, there may be definitely natural, right? As a human being, we have the fear of death. But their courage overpowers. Their courage dominates the fear. So, in a sense, no fear at all. Okay, it's a courage only. That's the first and foremost quality a soldier should have. Now, third one, out of love, parent. Okay, parent example is working out of love. Okay, so here Krishna is reminding Arjuna to perform duty, to perform his act of fighting as a matter of duty, not fear, not love, but as a matter of duty. Okay, and there will be a gradual transformation towards the end. Towards the end, Krishna will not towards the end, but even in middle section of Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, Krishna will train Arjuna to perform this fighting as a matter of love, for Krishna. Okay, as a service to Krishna, as a loving service to Krishna, as a devotional service to Krishna. Okay, just like how Bhishma Dev on the battlefield, when he was shooting arrows, it was like somebody doing Ashtottara Shatanamavali Puja. When we do Ashtottara Shatanamavali Puja, what do we use? Flowers. Every Nama, we use one flower. So when Bhishma Dev was shooting arrows, it was like that. Bhishma Dev was worshipping Krishna with arrows. That's one way of worshipping. And Krishna loved it. Krishna loved it. Krishna welcomed it. So Krishna was smiling, and then he was happy, exchanging that rasa with Bhishma Dev. Because that's a rare opportunity even for Krishna also, right? Other scenarios, there are plenty where Krishna can exchange love with devotees in different other rasas. Those are plenty. But such an opportunity, fighting with Bhishma Dev, who is not an enemy, but who is on the opposite side, it's an interesting scenario there. so that is worshipping Krishna with love. Okay. So, but in the beginning, if Krishna introduces this topic of love, Arjuna may not understand. That's why he's starting with duty. Okay. Next shloka. 2.33. अत चेत्त्वम् इमां धर्म्यं सङ्ग्रामं न करिष्यसि
यथा चेत्त्वमिमं धर्मं सङ्ग्रामं न करिष्यसि
तथा स्वधर्मं कीर्तिं च हित्वा पापम् अवाप्स्यसि
तथा स्वधर्मं कीर्तिं
स्वधर्मं
च
कीर्तिं च
हित्वं पापम्
हित्वा पापं
अवाप्स्यसि.
वाप्यसि
Ata, therefore, chet, if, tvam, you, imam, this, dharmyam, as a religious duty, sangramam, fighting, na, do not, karishyasi, perform, tata, then, swadharmam, your religious duty, kirtim, reputation, cha, also, hitva, losing, papam, sinful reaction, avapsyasi, will gain. Okay. Sharan, can you read the translation and purport?
Yeah, sure, probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
translation. If, however, you do not perform your religious duty of fighting, then you will certainly incur sins for neglecting your duties and thus lose your reputation as a fighter. Purport. Arjuna was a famous fighter and he attained fame by fighting many great demigods, including even Lord Shiva. After fighting and defeating Lord Shiva in the dress of a hunter, Arjuna pleased the Lord and received as a reward a weapon called Pashupatastra. Everyone knew that he was a great warrior. Even Dronacharya gave him benedictions and awarded him the special weapon by which he could kill even his teacher. So he was credited with so many military certificates from many authorities, including his adoptive father Indra, the heavenly king. But if he abandoned the battle, not only would he neglect his specific duty as a Kshatriya, but he would lose all his fame and good name and thus prepare his royal road to hell. In other words, he would go to hell not by fighting, but by withdrawing from the battle.
Got it. Yeah. So now here, Krishna is refuting the argument of Arjuna, where Arjuna talks about incurring sinful reactions, papam. So what are the 4 reasons why Arjuna did not want to fight that we discussed in chapter 1?
Don't want to kill the relatives and make women manless.
Okay.
Families without
So destruction of dynasty.
Destruction of family dynasty.
Okay, then fear of sinful reactions. We made an acronym for this, right? What was the acronym? Uh, yeah,
Loss of enjoyment.
loss of enjoyment. Yeah, compassion. Compassion. Okay,
Mm.
first one is compassion.
Mm.
Okay, compassion, loss of enjoyment, fear of sinful reactions, and then destruction of dynasty.
family dynasty.
Yes, I'm trying to recollect the acronym that we made. Compassion, C, uh, loss of enjoyment, I think E, or maybe CDEF. Correct. CDEF. Yeah. D is destruction of dynasty. E is loss of enjoyment. F, fear of sinful reactions. Correct. CDEF. So, so here Krishna is refuting the argument of Arjuna, where he talked about papam, sinful reactions in the first chapter. Papameva shraye dasman hatvaitan atatayinah tasman narha vayam hantum dhartarashtran swabhandavan. So the sons of Dhritarashtra, they are very greedy and they are ready to fight. But as a person who knows what is dharma, what is right and wrong, what is good and bad, why should I kill? Why should I fight and kill them and incur sinful reactions? Papameva shraye dasman hatvaitan atatayinah. The Kauravas are atatayi, aggressors. Aggressors means those who set fire on the house, those who kidnap one's wife, those who give poison to try to kill others. These people are called aggressors. And Shastra say that we can kill such people. We can kill such people because they are committing abominable actions. It is okay to kill them. There is no sinful reaction. So here Arjuna, so Krishna is refuting that argument by saying that if you do not perform your religious duty of fighting, then you will incur sins. Why? For neglecting your duty and thus lose your reputation as a fighter. Because according to Arjuna, uh, if he kills Kauravas, he will incur sinful reactions. But Shastra is saying that if they are aggressors, if they are committing abominable actions, we can kill. There's a license to kill. Even till today, the Washington state also gives license. If somebody is trying to break into your house, you can kill them. And no questions asked, no punishment. So, here Krishna is saying you will not incur sinful reactions by fighting and killing them, but you will incur sinful reactions by not fighting. Because for a Kshatriya, the duty is to fight. And if he is avoiding that fighting, it is a sin. That's a sin.
Why did Arjuna think that that is a sinful activity in the first place? Because they already did a lot of wars and killed so many people, right?
Yeah.
People. So, what is the reason that he felt that way here in Kurukshetra?
What is the reason Arjuna felt?
Why did he think this as a sinful action? Because he knows that there already everybody there is bad and bad, right? So why did he think that way?
So out of the 4 reasons that we discussed, the 4 reasons Arjuna gave in chapter 1, the reasons 2, 3 and 4, they are not actually valid reasons. Okay? Krishna is refuting everything, right? That means they are not valid. Arjuna just, for the sake of argument, he made those arguments. But what is the actual reason? Compassion, the first one. So 2, 3 and 4, they are not actual reasons. Everything started from compassion. Hridaya daurbalyam. That's the word Arjuna uses in first chapter. Hridaya daurbalyam means the compassion in the heart. Because of the compassion in the heart for his relatives, especially grandfather Bhishma and then teacher Dronacharya, he doesn't want to fight. Now, when the mind doesn't want to do something, the mind comes up with so many number of reasons to support that argument. So that reasons 2, 3, 4 are to support the first reason, compassion. So, yeah. So just to avoid fighting, he made up some story. Yeah. So for a Kshatriya, it will be a sin to avoid fighting. That's what Krishna is reminding here. Okay. And in the purport, Prabhupada is describing about the great fighting spirit of Arjuna. How great of a Kshatriya he is. He is Savyasachi. Later on in one of the shlokas, in chapter 11, Krishna refers to Arjuna as Savyasachi. Savyasachi means one who can do any task with left hand also. If he is doing task with left hand, that means he is able to do with right hand also. That means he can do tasks with both hands at the same time, parallelly, multitasking. So he can shoot arrows with both hands at the same time. And with his great archery and martial arts skills, Astra Shastra Vidya, Arjuna pleased Lord Shiva, Indra, Dronacharya, all these demigods. And he got Pashupati Astra from Lord Shiva. And he got Gandivam. Who gave Gandivam to him? Indra. Yeah. And who gave the chariot? No, not Indra. No. Surya, sun god. Yeah. Mahati Syandhane Stitau Madhava Divyau Shankau Pradak Matuhu. That was a shloka in chapter 1. Mahati Syandana. That means the great chariot gifted by sun god Surya. So, since Prabhupada mentioned this, Lord Shiva, how he was pleased, and then he gave Pashupati Astra to Arjuna. So, this is an interesting episode where Lord Shiva calls Arjuna as Krishna. He addresses Arjuna as Krishna. Generally, when somebody comes to meet us, we address them by their name, right? But here, when Arjuna comes to Lord Shiva, so he calls him as Krishna. Why? Lord Shiva says that, "Oh Arjuna, when I look at you, I get reminded of Krishna." That's why Lord Shiva calls him as Krishna. And Kunti Devi tells this in her prayer. I'll show you that. So, in the series of Kunti prayers in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8, Kunti Devi is saying here, Sri Krishna Krishna Sakavrishni Rishabhavani Drug Rajanya Vamshadahanana Pavarga Virya Govinda Godvija Surarti Haravatara Yogeshwara Kila Guru Bhagavan Namaste. So here, Kunti Devi is saying, so Sri Krishna is Krishna. And Krishna Saka means? Saka is friend. Krishna Saka means? Friend of Krishna. That has to be Arjuna, right? But she's referring to Krishna here. She's referring to Krishna. How she is referring to Krishna here? By calling him as Krishna Saka. How Krishna is Krishna Saka? He is a friend of Arjuna. And what is one of the names of Arjuna? Krishna. As given by Lord Shiva, Name of Arjuna is Krishna. So if Arjuna's name is Krishna, who will be his Saka? The Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Okay? So Sri Krishna, the first Sri Krishna is Krishna, and Krishna Saka is also Krishna. Okay? It's an interesting wordplay used by Kunti Maharani. So look here. Sri Krishna means, oh Sri Krishna. Krishna Saka is, oh friend of Arjuna. That is Krishna again. Yeah. Sri Krishna Krishna Saka Vrishni Vrishabhavani Drug Rajanya Vamshadahanana Pavarga Virya Govinda Godvija Surarti Haravatara Yogeshwara Kila Guru Bhagavan Namaste. Okay? So Prabhupada is talking about the great fighting skills of Arjuna and how he is trying to escape and how Krishna is refuting all of his arguments to encourage him to fight. Okay? So next one. So far Krishna refuted two arguments, right? One is the enjoyment, loss of enjoyment. In 2.32, loss of enjoyment argument is refuted. 2.33, the sinful reactions argument is refuted. Now 2.34. Akirtin chapi bhutani katayishyanti te vyayam. Sambhavitasya chakirtir maranadatiruchyate. Akirtim, infamy, cha, also, api, over and above, bhutani, all people, katayishyanti, will speak, te, of you, avyayam, avyayam, forever, sambhavitasya, for a respectable man, cha, also, akirti, ill fame, maranat, then death, atirichyate, becomes more. Okay? Yeah, Madhusudan, can you read the translation and purport?
People will always speak of your infamy, and for a respectable person, dishonor is worse than death. Both as friend and philosopher to Arjuna, Lord Krishna now gives his final judgment regarding Arjuna's refusal to fight. The Lord says, Arjuna, if you leave the battlefield before the battle even begins, people will call you a coward. And if you think that people may call you bad names, but that you will save your life by fleeing the battlefield, then my advice is that you would do better to die in the battle. For a respectable man like you, ill fame is worse than death, so you should not flee, for fear of your life. Better to die in the battle. That will save you from the ill fame of misusing my friendship and from losing your prestige in society. So, the final judgment of the Lord was for Arjuna to die in the battle and not withdraw.
Not withdraw. Yeah. So here, Krishna is saying that for a Kshatriya, infamy, dishonor is worse than death. Dishonor is worse than death. Especially for a respectable Kshatriya like Arjuna of a high caliber, infamy is worse than death. We see this in the movies, right? So the villain, towards the climax, he will say that I don't want people to think that I'm helpless. I'm getting defeated in the hands of hero. So rather, let me die by myself, and then he will shoot by himself. So we have seen in many movies. So for a person, for a person to whom prestige is more important than their own life, when dishonor comes, that will look more worse than death. That is what Krishna is reminding to Arjuna. That for a Kshatriya, dishonor, infamy is more worse than death. So if you decide to abandon fighting and run away, people will speak infamy. They will call you with bad names. That will be as good as dying only. Rather, you fight and get killed on the battlefield. At least you will go to heavenly planets. That's a better situation. That's a better, better bargain out of the two situations. So, okay. So this is one. Next, 2.35. भयाद्रणादु परतं मंस्यन्ते त्वां महारथाः
परन्तं मस्यन्ते त्वां भारतः
येषां च त्वं बहुमतो भूत्वा यास्यसि लाघवम्
यास्यसि लाघवम्.
Bayat, out of fear, Ranat, from the battlefield. Uparatam, seized. Mamsyante, they will consider. Tvam, you. Maharatha, the great generals. Esham, for whom. Cha, also. Tvam, you. Bahumata, in great estimation. Bhutva, having been. Yasyasi, you will go. Laghavam, decreased in value. Okay, translation and purport. Okay, Shesha Bhavani, can you read?
Translation: The great generals who have highly esteemed your name and fame will think that you have left the battlefield out of fear only, and thus they will consider you insignificant. Purport: Lord Krishna continued to give his verdict to Arjuna. Do not think that the great generals like Duryodhana, Karna, and other contemporaries will think that you have left the battlefield out of compassion for your brothers and grandfather. They will think that you have left out of fear for your life, and thus their high estimation of your personality will go to hell.
Yeah. So especially Duryodhana, right? He will think that Arjuna, because of his inability to face, especially Bhishma Dev. Okay, nobody can face Bhishma Dev, right? He's the grandsire of the entire Pandavas and Kurus. He is even more powerful than Dronacharya. Even though Dronacharya is the commander in chief, but Bhishma Dev is the great grandsire. So it is impossible to fight against Bhishma Dev. That's the reality. But how the victory for Pandavas was arranged, it's because of Krishna. Because of Krishna's presence, Pandavas won the battle. So Krishna is telling to Arjuna that if you run away now, Duryodhana, especially Duryodhana, will think that you ran away because of your inability. You are a coward and you ran away because of your inability. And maybe this concept of running away from battlefield, maybe Arjuna picked it from Krishna himself. Do you all know the incident where Krishna ran away from a battle? Ranchod. That's why he is known as Ranchod. Krishna has a name, Ranchod. Does anyone know that whole story? Yeah. So in Dwaraka, when Krishna and Balaram were there, Jarasandha, he tried to kill Krishna 17 or 18 times. Mathura. Yeah, it was in Mathura, correct. Yeah. So Jarasandha tried to kill Krishna 17 or 18 times. And there was this time when Jarasandha made a perfect plan to try to kill Krishna and Balaram. And then Jarasandha starts chasing Krishna and Balaram. And Krishna and Balaram, they jump from the top of a cliff, a great mountain. They jump off the mountain and then run away. That's why he's known as Ranachod. But why did he run away? Why did Krishna run away? Krishna ran away because Rukmini, she was in a difficult situation. In Vidarbha kingdom, Rukmini was in a difficult situation. Her father arranged a marriage of Rukmini with Shishupala. And Rukmini Devi did not like it. She wants to get married to Krishna. So she writes a letter and sends it with a Brahmana. But before the Brahmana delivers the letter to Krishna, Krishna knew that. As a Paramatma, he knows everything, what is happening, right? So he doesn't want to waste his time in fighting with Jarasandha here. That's why he ran away from the battle and then immediately came to Dwaraka. And then the Brahmana comes to Krishna with that letter sent by Rukmini, and then Krishna comes to Vidarbha kingdom, fights with the soldiers there, and there again Jarasandha comes. Jarasandha, Shishupala, all these soldiers will be there. So Krishna fights with them and then takes Rukmini away. Okay. So maybe Arjuna is inspired by Krishna. 2.36 अवाच्यवादांश्च बहून् वदिष्यन्ति तवाहिताः निन्दन्तस्तव सामर्थ्यं ततो दुःखतरं नु किम्. Avachya, unkind, vadan, fabricated words, cha, also, bahun, many, vadishyanti, will say, tava, your, ahita, enemies, nindhanta, while vilifying, tava, your, samarthyam, ability, tata, than that, dukkataram, more painful, no, of course, kim, what is there. Okay. Sid, Sriram, can you read this translation and purport?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Your enemies will describe you in many unkind words and scorn your ability. What could be more painful for you? Lord Krishna was astonished in the beginning at Arjuna's uncalled for plea for compassion, and he described his compassion as befitting the non-Aryans. Now, in so many words, he has proved his statements against Krishna's so-called compassion.
Arjuna's so-called compassion. Yeah. Okay. So just like how Arjuna made multiple arguments one after the other, like a defense lawyer in the court. Similarly, now as a public prosecutor, Krishna is refuting all those arguments one by one. Yeah? And he's making every attempt to inspire Arjuna to fight. Now this is what is called love, right? If Krishna wants, in 1 second, he can make Arjuna to fight. Okay, he can do anything, right? He can make anybody do anything, but he doesn't do that. He doesn't force anybody to do anything. Just like how a parent, if they force the children, they may do something momentarily, but they will not learn a lesson. They will not learn why they have to do that job. So you have to sit with them, educate them, why they need to do that. I know it's difficult, but still you have to do that. Rather than that, if you if you scold them, if you force them, if you instill fear in them to do something, that's not good parenting. Okay. So I know, coming from the background where we are coming from, we are all used to that type of parenting, but we have to come out of that. So look at how nicely Krishna is telling everything, one after the other, and he doesn't leave any room for any further argument from Arjuna. So he closes all loops, and Arjuna will be ready for fighting. So that's why after Krishna speaks entire Bhagavad Gita, towards the end, even after speaking entire Bhagavad Gita, now we are only in second chapter, Krishna speaks so many, right? Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, all these things. In the end, Krishna will say, Yadechasi Tadakuru. Now you do whatever you wish to do. Even then, Krishna does not force. Krishna does not say, I spent 1.5 hours speaking Bhagavad Gita to you. You better pick up your bow, Ghandiva and fight. Otherwise, my time will be wasted. So, he did not do that. He spent good quality time with Krishna, with Arjuna, and then educated him. In the end, he said, now you do whatever you wish to do. And Krishna says, that is my opinion. How gentle he is, how polite he is. When he is trying to discipline his student, Arjuna, he is being polite, he is being gentle, speaking gently. So these are the life lessons that we should learn. When we are in a position of authority for somebody, when we are in a position of a mentor, teacher, as a parent, as a husband, educating the wife. So we have to cultivate this mode. We have to reason them. That's what kids like, especially in this country. When you reason them, kids will like it. If you force, if you shout, if you just say, just do it, they will not like it. We have to reason, we have to educate them, the pros and cons of doing and not doing it. Then they'll be inspired. That's what Krishna is doing here. So we can learn many life lessons from Bhagavad Gita. Okay? If you simply read Bhagavad Gita, one text after the other, one verse after the other, it may look like just some philosophical thing, but there is more than philosophy. There are life lessons in it. Many different life lessons. Every shloka we can learn some life lesson. Yeah. 2.37. हतो वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्गं जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम्. Yeah, before that, one point I forgot about the previous shloka. In the previous shloka 2.36, Krishna said, not only Duryodhana and Karna will think that you are a coward because of your inability you ran away, but everyone else will gossip about you. Everyone else in the Kaurava assembly, they will gossip about you. That will be more that will be more distress to you. Okay. हतो वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्गं जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम्. तस्मादुत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चयः. Okay. Yeah, Ankita, can you read translation and purport?
Yes, Prabhuji. O son of Kunti, either you will be killed on the battlefield and attain the heavenly planets, or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. Therefore, get up with determination and fight. Purport. Even though there was no certainty of victory for Arjuna's side, he still had to fight. For even being killed there, he could be elevated into the heavenly planets.
Yeah. Okay. So here, after giving so many arguments and refuting Arjuna's arguments, Krishna is making a final verdict that Uttishta Kaunteya. Uttishta means get up and fight. Pick up your bow Gandiva and fight. And here is what Krishna is showing, the win-win situation. both scenarios he is saying that are winning opportunities. What was a lose-lose situation for Arjuna in chapter 1, Krishna has transformed that into win-win situation. You will conquer, either you will attain heavenly planets or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. If Arjuna is killed by Kauravas, he will attain heavenly planets. That's a winning situation. And if he kills Kauravas and conquers the kingdom, he can enjoy the kingdom. So
But why it is saying is there was no certainty of victory.
why there was no certainty of victory?
Yeah, there was a certainty of victory. We know from the first shloka only we know that. And
Yeah,
even the
we
conch
know that.
shells were there. From the
Yeah,
conch shells and all. So
yeah. So we know that Sanjaya, that's what declared to Dhritarashtra. But Arjuna is not in that situation. He is not able to recognize that. He is not able to recognize because of his compassion. His compassion has clouded him from everything. That's why he is not able to see things straight. So that is where a guru comes into play in our life. When we are not able to see things straight, then guru will give spiritual knowledge so that we can see things clearly. That's why Arjuna accepted Krishna as his guru in 2.7. Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava pruchami tvam dharma sammuda cheta yashreyasyan nishchitam bruhitan me shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. So Arjuna said, now I am a soul surrendered. Please instruct me like a guru. So only then uh, his his illusion started disappearing. All his doubts and illusion starts disappearing. That's why he's not recognizing a winning opportunity. There was no certainty for victory, according to Arjuna. But Krishna knows, and since we read entire Bhagavad Gita and Mahabharata, we know. And since Sanjaya declared to Dhritarashtra, Sanjaya knows. But because of Arjuna's Hridaya Daurbalyam, compassion, he does not know that. Okay?
thank you.
Yeah. So now 2.38. Now here is an interesting argument Krishna puts here. What's the time? 2.753. Okay. Um, maybe we'll discuss this one shloka and then stop. 2.38 सुखदुःखे समे कृत्वा लाभालाभौ जयाजयौ
लाभालाभो जया जयो
ततो युद्धाय युज्यस्व नैवं पापम् अवाप्स्यसि. Okay. Yeah. Srinivas, can you read translation purport?
Do thou fight for the sake of fighting, without considering happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat, and by so doing you shall never incur sin.
Yep.
Lord Krishna now directly says that Arjuna should fight for the sake of fighting, because he desires the battle. There is no consideration of happiness or distress, profit or loss, victory or defeat in the activities of Krishna consciousness. That everything should be performed for the sake of Krishna is transcendental consciousness. So there is no reaction of material activities. He who acts for his own sense gratification, either in goodness or in passion, is subject to the reaction, good or bad. But he who has completely surrendered himself in the activities of Krishna consciousness is no longer obliged to anyone, nor is he a debtor to anyone, as one is in the ordinary course of activities. It is said,
Yeah, you can read the English.
anyone who has completely surrendered unto Krishna, Mukunda, Giving up all other duties, he is no longer a debtor, nor is he obliged to anyone, not the demigods, not the sages, nor the people in general, nor kinsmen, nor humanity, nor forefathers. This is the indirect hint given by Krishna to Arjuna in the verse, and the matter will be more clearly explained in the following verses.
Yeah. Now look at the contrast in Krishna's discussion here. Until now, from 2.31 to 37, Krishna said, in both cases, it will be a win-win situation for you. Whether you are killed or you kill the Kauravas, it's a win-win situation for you. But now here he's presenting an interesting perspective. He's saying that don't worry about victory, defeat, loss or gain. Don't worry about all these things. Just simply fight for the sake of fighting. What happens as a result, don't worry about it. Just do thou for the sake of fighting. Now it's an interesting transformation in Krishna's preaching to Arjuna. So far he just preached at a low level that don't worry, you will be all right. Even if you are killed, you will go to heavenly planets, and if you kill them, you can enjoy the kingdom. Just like how parents tell the children to console them, to pacify them in the beginning, and then they will increase the dose of philosophy. In the very beginning, they don't teach any philosophy, right? When they are facing some problem and they come to you crying, you pacify them, you hug them, you console them. And then once they are settled, then you start preaching philosophy. You shouldn't have done like this. You shouldn't have behaved with your friend like this. This was a mistake on your side. All these things the parent can tell. Then the child will listen. In the beginning only, if you start giving all the philosophy, they will run away. From next time onwards, they will not tell you anything. They'll hide everything. They'll tell someone else, or they'll hide everything. So this is another parenting technique here. How Krishna is handling the situation, right? So Krishna knows that Arjuna was already overwhelmed with Hridaya Daurbalya. He was not in a position to handle any philosophy. That's why he was just encouraging. From all different perspectives, he was encouraging by giving hope. But here, there's a transformation. The actual philosophy starts here. He says, don't worry about sukha, dukkha, jaya, apajaya, labha, labha. Don't worry about these things. Just simply fight for the sake of fighting. And don't worry about the result. So he's building up for the most famous shloka, karmanye vadikaraste. In the next 6-7 shlokas, we're going to see that karmanye vadikaraste. So Krishna is building up the scene for that. So do thou for the sake of fighting without considering happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat, and by doing so, you shall never incur sin. So generally, when we are asked to do anything, we will do this profit and loss calculation. We'll make a P&L sheet, right? Generally, P&L sheet is required at the end of the year when they are filing taxes. When business people, they are filing taxes, they have to present a P&L sheet, profit and loss sheet. But whenever we are asked to do something, in the beginning only we start with the P&L sheet. What is there for me? What is the profit if I do this? What is the Falashruti? Okay, they are asking me to chant Vishnu Sahasranama or Bhagavad Gita. If I do so, what is the Falashruti for me? That's why all the stotrams, they give Falashruti. Artha Vishanna Shidilascha Bhita Goreshu Chavyadishu Vartamana Sankirtya Narayana Shabda Matram Vimucha Dukkha Sukhino Bhavanti. So this is the Falashruti in Vishnu Sahasranama. What happens when you recite Vishnu Sahasranama? It will cure all your diseases. It will fetch you a lot of wealth, happiness, all those things. Then people will be encouraged to recite or hear Vishnu Sahasranama. So, and then there is a higher benefit. Spiritual benefit is also given. Vasudeva Shrayo Martyo Vasudeva Parayanaha. Those who have taken shelter of Vasudeva, they will go to the abode of Vasudeva. In the beginning, there are material benefits given in the Falashruti. Vaishodhana samudrasya kshudras sukamavapnuyat kshatriyasya. Anyway, there are different profits, different benefits given to Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, all those things. What happens to them when they recite Vishnu Sahasranama? And after giving all these benefits, in the end, Bhishma Dev says, Vasudeva Shrayo Martyo Vasudeva Parayanaha. If one recites Vishnu Sahasranama with a mood of taking shelter of Vasudeva, they will go to the abode of Vasudeva, to the spiritual world. So that's why Krishna is telling here that enough of making this profit and loss sheet so far. Okay, enough of all these arguments and enough of making this profit and loss sheet. Now just do the sake of fighting just do the fighting for the sake of fighting. Don't worry about the result. So basically, working with a working in the mode of Nishkama Karma Yoga. Working in the mode of Nishkama Karma Yoga. Chapter 2 is a summary of entire Bhagavad Gita. Krishna tells about Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, little bit about Bhakti Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, everything. So these points here about Karma Yoga, Nishkama Karma Yoga. And when we come to that 2.47, very famous Sloka, Karmanye Vadikaraste, we will discuss more about this. So it's 8:02. I think we will pause here. Any quick questions, comments, reflections? Ready to pick up kids? Okay. So if nothing else, we'll see you all next week. Thank you everyone for joining. Hare Krishna. Grantara Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. See you all next week. Okay, one thing. From next week onwards, if we change the timing to 5:30, will that work for everybody? Yes. Okay. Okay. Saurabh? Migu? Okay. Hi, I'm seeing you for the first time. So, would you be interested in joining this class? It happens every Sunday, 5:30.
He's my husband, Prabhuji.
Oh, okay. Then you should be joining her every day, every week. What's your name? Somashekar. Okay. Somashekar. Oh, is that the famous Somashekar from Microsoft? We keep hearing a lot about him. No, right? The partner or CVP, somebody. Okay. I keep hearing his name, but I never saw him. Okay. Okay. See you all next week at